Look at me. Look at me. Look at me ballin'. With my range up. Look at me ballin'. I be famous. Look at me ballin'. With my range up. Look at me ballin'. I be famous.
Hey, good morning. What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing today? Good morning. Good morning. Let's make some money today. Let's get this show on the road. Hey, how are you? All right, let's start off. Quick outlook here with what we got going on. Let's see if we can get rid of this chart, get rid of that chart. What just happened there? That chart is okay, got it. All right, here we go. All right, so big gap up overnight, as you guys already know. We're currently trading spot around 25,460s. So I would say between 450 and 500. That's the current range that we've been in now for about 30 to 45 minutes. We have settlement down below 28,400. And so we've been in this, we had initial big gap up, and it looks like they've already pretty much filled that gap, which I was actually anticipating that after seeing that big run. So where we ended up projecting from is actually our GEX2 28,700. So if we pull up the hourly chart or 30-minute chart, we can actually see we gapped up 28,700. Also somewhat close to our expected move for the highs, 28,075.7. Very similar pattern to last week. Last week we had a gap up, and then they used Monday to end up closing it all the way through, and that's what kind of set the whole tone for the entire week. We're currently trading underneath call resistance, so 28,500 is going to be kind of our main area here to pay attention to. We are technically in positive gamma coming into the session, but that can change. So what we want to pay attention to as far as key levels are concerned, we're going to be watching 28,500s as call resistance. If we're going to get long, we'll be looking for moves or price to be able to accept above that level. Initial acceptance above would obviously give us a move back to the high of overnight high. If we continue to stay heavy under call resistance, then for me, the next level down below that we want to be paying attention to, let's just pull up our gamma map here. There we go. Would be 28,300s. So that would take us towards our expected move mid. So the midpoint of what we're expecting here and anticipating here for the session. So we've got put support down at 28,000. So that gives us a pretty decent size range. So kind of just looking at things here, I'm just wondering, you know, based on everything that we see here so far, because we had news over the weekend with obviously Iran and everything that's going on over there, I'm going to expect that there's going to be some I guess instability here at the open. So the best thing for us to do is obviously just allow price to build some architecture. Let's see what side they're going to go. Right now it's a little too smooth for me, like the way it's just trading right now, it's just a little too clean. So, you know, we could see we've already rotated up. If we look at the Friday session, we did close doji. And actually, let's just pull up our higher time frame, because this is technically what we're looking at here on the bigger picture, let's pull up the charts here. So on a monthly or weekly perspective, we closed last month as a hammer, but the key level would be June low. So we closed the hammer, unable to close under this low. Technically, we're bullish still on the monthly, on the weekly, right? So this is basically a pullback on the monthly chart. So the question is, are we going to be able to rotate and stay above 28,227s? That would be the low from June. And if so, then we could look for targets above, which would be near-term target, prior week high. The only thing is, overnight we could have tagged it, but we didn't do it. You know, we got within striking range and we didn't do it. So we're already kind of rejecting from yesterday's high or Friday's high. So I'm wondering if we're not going to be able to do that here today. I mean, we'll see. Prices are already kind of dumping. This is our daily chart right now, so we can kind of see how we ended up getting this nice on Thursday. Pretty much an engulfing candle here off of July low. But if we look at how they left that low, there's some unfinished business down below. So if we did end up getting back below that June low, then for sure we could anticipate a move towards 27,300s. So that's what we're going to be watching here for the week. Also, for the folks that are using the platform, FYI, we've made some updates here. So obviously you're going to start seeing some real-time flows, real-time gamma, real-time major major GEX, positive GEX, negative GEX. You'll be able to see that updating. We also have our POC nodes now, so you'll be able to see that once the market opens and starts updating. And I'll call that out during the session because we're going to be watching for these big GPOCs. Basically the largest concentration of gamma and open interest, because these act as magnets throughout the session. I use 8/20/40 for my unit Renko, but I also have a 32 bar as well. So we use a bigger Renko for kind of like the overall structure. So let's jump into the Renko structure real quick as we open up. So this is the session from Friday. So Friday actually started here. We rotated downward 10 o'clock. We had the big pattern here that ended up leading to a big reversal. 2 o'clock we opened up, got extreme here, rejected off the call resistance, pulled back, held. So current low, current structure right now is we are breaking lower. So we've got this external high, so we've got this high, higher low, higher high break, and now we're pulling back inside. So technically we're still inside this swing low and this swing high, right? So the key is, are we going to end up trading lower and start breaking down? If that's the case, and we also have this entire gap that from last night, we fill the gap. That's a possibility. The other piece of it is we may end up consolidating and staying inside this swing. So right now, there's the current momentum is to the downside. The current momentum is to the downside. So we'll see. Market just opened up. We'll see if we where we go from here as we are inside this swing low here, 28,266s. That's the low. So we'll watch here as we're beginning to push. Let's see what direction we begin to go. Wow, you're so fast, Rajesh. You already got your 100 ticks. That is great, buddy. Keep it up. Sometimes all you got to do is just keep it simple, right? Just look for your level, look for your pattern, and call it a day. This is the 30-minute. We're beginning to trade below this swing low here. So let's see if they keep this structure, this nice little trend structure, very basic support turning into resistance as we approach 350s. And of course, we have all these lows here that are vulnerable. We're trading back inside priority value as well. So we'll see if they're going to end up staying inside here. If we get to the other side down below 200s, we're obviously staying pretty heavy at the moment. So let's watch what happens here. So we got the Renko charts. Failed W. Look at that, buddy. That was quick. So we're beginning to see some aggression here on the sell side. First thing I actually want to look at is, do we have any large orders coming in? So if we look at the Renko time-based chart here, this is the NQ chart. So I run big trades on MNQ, NQ, ES. What we see here is we had some aggressive buying coming in before the open. And that it held up, and then of course it just displaced right through it. And now we start seeing some more buying coming in, technically these levels here are kind of acting as support resistance. So these buyers here are trying to get long off NQ, the JEX5 here at 350s. And then right below that, we've got NDX put support at 331. So I'm going to be watching that level. Now we are beginning to build some gamma here. Let's take a look. So let's get on the 1 minute chart. We can start seeing the profile here build. We got some major negative down below 200s, 220. And then we got positive above 379. So let's see if they're going to move towards 379s, and we'll watch the interaction of price. So I don't know if you can see it here, but on the chart, there's this green line here. Happens to also be a prior breakout level. Now we have some negative gamma here. So we're going to see if we're going to be able to push into our node right here at 300. So that'd be an opportunity to get long for a scalp. But I don't have my pattern here, so I can't take the trade yet. But let's see, there's some positive GEX right here. They just migrated the major higher. So our node is now where? Way up here. So that means that dealers are positioning for 8223. So we'll see. But we're waiting to see if we're going to, how they're going to handle this 350 level here. We got another large buyer coming in at put support. You can see 70 contracts executed there. Situation where we probably want to wait, not just, you don't want to just take the trade off the level. I mean, you could and just accept the risk, but for me, I probably want to just wait for a little bit more of a confirmation here, confirming structure, which might be coming in right now. So if they break this high here, that might be the possibility, but we're under VWAP right now. So as of now, you know, we're still seeing that the sellers are still in control. Just going to wait a little bit here, guys. So major negative is our volume POC is actually negative at the moment, meaning negative GEX. Let's see what happens here as we start pushing towards, we have a POC at 723s, so 28,723. So we're kind of far from that, but let's see what happens here. We are beginning to break here. We'll see if they're going to be able to hold some structure. So right now we have an active pivot down here at around 320s. So we could actually see how those buyers are on NQ right down here. We could see how it held, huh? Very nice rotation there. So that now taking price higher and retesting the opening print. Sick, Brajesh. My man. You are killing it, dude. You are killing it. Take the 25.100 ticks. That's exactly the way to play it. Price pulling back. Let's see if they're going to be able to stay bullish here. This is our prior breakout level. This is kind of the zone here. So they're gearing towards, we got some negative GEX here. So you can see them trading like literally right through it. And that's kind of what we anticipate. They're going to break through it, rotate around, speed, and where they're trying to go. They're trying to go to this positive gamma up here. So I'd be looking for possible rejections around 450s, 470s. So we'll see what happens as price begins to start moving towards these levels. Dealer flow is now positive. So we are now positive on the flows. So that means that there's more calls and puts coming in at the moment. And that kind of aligns with the idea of getting price back to our major positive around 823s. Big move up there, guys. Big move up. Big recovery from the low. So that was the reversal. That nice little W pattern right here off the reclaim. We got a reclaim of the VWAP. Very nice move. Price is clean today. Coming into the session, I was thinking maybe a little bit more choppy a little bit, but so far pretty clean price action. Nice delivery on both sides. That's the type of price action we want to see. So if you guys are looking at market intelligence for the folks that are part of the membership here, you can see that everything is now positive. The POCs, our volume is positive. Our everything is positive. The flows are positive. Everything is leaning bullish. So I'm not going to buy just yet here, just waiting to see if we're going to be able to get some type of pullback here. So the 32 bar chart beginning to break or trying to break higher here. Let's see if they're going to be able to. So we got this nice little structure here. Let me get rid of the levels here so we can just focus on the primary gamma level here, which is call resistance. We want to watch to see what happens here at call resistance. So this is technically the breakout and a pullback. So are we going to be able to get back above call resistance and hold? And then from there, we would want to see them reclaim the 6 o'clock open. If they reclaim that 6 o'clock open, then that would flip the 6 a.m. candle from bearish to bullish on the 4-hour. Taking a look at that 30-minute, we're beginning to approach the weekly open. You can see us here now beginning to break out of this structure. So we'll see what happens as we are now testing call resistance and beginning to break out. So very nice move. Very, very nice move there. So we're looking for this next level up top. If we do continue to stay firm, I'll be looking for a move towards 723s next. And then from there, 823. Look at the rejection there off call resistance. So we got some buyers trying. How come this did not show? Oh, it's my 32 bar chart. That's why I don't have my big trades on there. I was like, where's all my stuff? Here we go. So you can see here, let's go to this right here. You can see them beginning to reject from call resistance. So you can see how they tried to get back above it, and then the sellers just came in and slammed it. So now we've got some sell side resistance here, right? So you can see the aggression here. These buyers are going to try to take back control and trade through this area here. But as of right now, we can see that we got this cluster of positive gamma right above price, which can act as resistance. So we're going to watch to see how price deals with this. Waiting for an M. That's right, buddy. Another test there. Notice how we just rejected again. ATR is quite good. It's 125 ticks a minute right now, so it's not too big. So it's reasonable. It's decent. Let's turn on some news just in case, because we have news here at 9:45 as well. So just be mindful of that. You don't want to get caught off guard. It's high impact news at 9:45 and 10. Let's see if we get a failure pattern here, but I want to see more of like an extension again, kind of similar to what we had here. So we had the first extreme here. So our playbook pattern here, we get extreme above a level. We see volume come in, and then we want to see a failed second attempt. But the way they're structured, the way they're doing it, it's not impulsive enough for me. I need to see this thing get extreme back up and then a failure, right? But they're kind of grinding it up right now. And again, we've got some positive gamma all above here. So this is going to act as resistance. There's the M pattern. Let's see if they're going to give us the breakdown here. So I'm in short. Let's see. It's a little iffy there. It's a little late, but let's see. They are trying to hold this. We got some positive GEX right here too. 450s can act as support. See if we get at least a move back to our open print. I'm going to take the profit there for 90 ticks, guys. So we ended up getting that 90 tick little pop there on that volume bubble there. You see that? So quick 90 ticks. But we are pulling back to VWAP. So we've already pulled back to the VWAP here, and we got this pretty big rotation. And now we're beginning to pull back once again. The main structure we want to pay attention to currently is this area here at 417s to 423. So this zone is acting as a possible resistance turn support. And we are in the middle of a cluster here. We've got a lot of overhead GEX, positive GEX, acting as resistance. Now, if we start creating through 400s, we may see price accelerate lower because we have negative gamma down below. Next area of support would be right around 380s. So it feels like we're going to be going into a Johnny Cage now as we start approaching the news event, which basically is when we trap the low and then eventually we trap a high. So they already trapped the high here once. So we have one trap already set. Now the question and what's showing us here, I don't know if you guys can see this. I may need to move the timer to the right. Let me do that really quick. bar timer. Where the hell's my bar timer? There it is. Let's move the Renko bar timer to the center. Top center. There we go. So we can look at the market structure, the Renko structure here. It's telling us exactly what we need to be thinking and what we need to be prepared for. So it's a combination of things. Obviously, we need to understand the gamma levels. We need to understand that's important. The other thing we need to pay attention to is what's actually happening with order flow, right? And so when we use the limit orders, we're able to see the future, because we now know where the big positions are being put, where the big players are looking to get positioned. So we can see the large orders before they execute. So we're talking about the order book. And then from there, so that's forward looking, right? We're looking at where are people positioned. That's the DOM, right? We see liquidity. That's our gamma levels. The next thing we're going to look at is what is price actually doing, right? What's happening in the moment. And that's going to be market structure, right? Price action. That's going to be big trades where you see the volume coming in, all right? And then from there, you're basically looking to find that nice sweet spot for you to enter a trade. So it looks like we're beginning to break down pretty cleanly here, guys, but we are still holding the zone here from the New York Open. So look at how they're kind of stair-stepping down, but it's kind of like trappy, in my opinion, especially coming into news. They're beginning to form this, what looks like a bull flag, a broadening bull flag. This is where I would kind of pay attention to the bigger Renko chart, because what's happening is we've kind of got this, and we're inside. Remember the swing points that we highlighted here at 28,250s, that's the low, 28,700. So we're basically trading between GEX2 as resistance and GEX4 support. And then our pivot currently is the 30-minute open, which would be, in this case, the 9:30 a.m. open. So coming into the news, you can just see the hourly candle or 30-minute candle. It's just a doji, right? So there's indecision at the moment. We don't know if we're going to be breaking up or breaking down. So far, what I can say is we've respected call resistance. We have current fresh gamma building above call resistance. Price already tried to get to the levels and couldn't. So we're now seeing this cluster here acting as resistance. So we'll see. They're going to probably try again. So if they do, that might be opportunity to maybe fade again. But in the meantime, we're just going to wait for news to do what it needs to do. So far, we're only in one trade. We took one trade so far for about 90 ticks. And if we take a look at the 1 minute chart, we can see, let me get rid of this here so we can just monitor where we're at with the GEX levels. We'll also take a look at VWAP here. So we can see we had the overnight VWAP acting as resistance. We had sellers, they sold. So as price was running into the level, they sold into it. And now we have this area here that may be acting as resistance. So I would not just short it like that, but just pay attention to what's happening. So far, they've built some volume down below that held. Buyers bought here and it held. So now we're trading through these sellers. Let's see if they defend this area as we move into this positive GEX level. So you see the Renko chart, we're beginning to test that positive gamma node. Let's try a little scalp short there. Let's see if they're going to be able to stay firm under call resistance. We're looking to see, are they going to hold this level here? We just broke out bullish with the news, and they're beginning to find support here at that breakout level. Looks like they're going to come back and retest that high. Once again, just watching that gamma level. Are they going to trade through it? They're still pressing this level here, call resistance. Probably looks like they're going to try to squeeze through that high. If we don't break back under right now and we flip, I'm going to cut the trade. There's a rotation. They're still holding up here. Sellers are now trying to come in. You can see them trying to hit the bid. But what matters is what's the reaction. There's 65 ticks. I'm going to take my, oh, that's another trade there for 90 ticks. I just decided to take that profit because you already know the goal initially is to take what? Build a buffer. Once you build your buffer, then you can start to press. The Gex bars on the chart is from GexBot. It's from GexBot, so that's what I use there for the on-chart stuff. But we're also building our own stuff too, so then that way you can have access to real-time stuff on the chart. So they're pulling back now. So look, this is the structure we're currently in. So right now we've got this low established, and then we just took out this high, right? So remember what I mentioned, that whole concept of a Johnny Cage. So right now we've got the scenario where, let me get rid of this chart there. We took out the low here. We took out this high. They trapped the buyers. Then they got some people short, right? I think we scalped that. And then they took out the low. And then from here, they based right at the level we had just talked about. Okay. And then from there, they used that level for the news to liquidate these guys who try to buy or try to short the trend line. But we have call resistance here and we have a cluster. So anyone who's trying to buy a breakout, they're unaware of what's going on right here. We've got this major Gex level is going to be acting as resistance. So then now we've broken out, we've pulled back, and now the question is, are we going to hold this? So I'm going to try long here, back to that Gex level, see if we can actually get through it this time. And for this one, I'll probably just try to like go break even and see if we can catch a little bit of a ride here. Oh, I think I'm already stopped out, rejected. Let's see what happens here. Watching again. I'm gonna try one more time. Stop was a little tight there. I'm gonna probably put my stop underneath this structural low here. But I don't want to make it too big of a stop. Okay, so because I'm not really convinced yet that we have enough firepower to punch through this Gex level here. The buyers did just try, so we did get some buying activity here. And if we can get through that, then maybe we will see a test of the weekly open. There's another 60 ticks. I'm watching the gamma levels. We approach it, go and break even in case they want to smash me. And we have an opening range high here. So I'm going to take profit at the opening range high because that is the obvious move. Clearly, it's an obvious move. There we go. Target hit for the 100 ticks. Very good. And then we got crazy news that, or crazy spike there that just happened, but we got 100 ticks on that play. I think, let me make sure, because that spike, yeah, we did we get filled there? Yep, we got filled for the 100 ticks fully, so that's great. So doing pretty good so far. So far, back-to-back wins, about 250 ticks now in profit. I'm going to adjust this really quick, fellas. Give me 1 second here. So this is important to watch here. So we're going to watch this. We're going to just look at the volume here really quick because there's some stuff going on here going into news. It's pretty helpful. Just want to get this chart adjusted here. Was messing some stuff around. So you see all the volume here. And I know it looks a little crazy, and it is a little crazy, but notice this is what's important, right? What's important is noting the fact that the buyers tried to get to this level here. They tried to get to opening range high, but this seller, right at the VWAP, we have not been able to get acceptance above this level. So for whatever reason, this 80 contracts that executed at this price has been pretty persistent. And then we had a buyer who came in for 300 contracts. You can't see it underneath this cluster, but there was a buyer who bought the high and that 319 contracts, and they completely got stuck. So now that we got buyers stuck here, if we start breaking down, that's enough of a recipe for us to get somewhat of a rotation lower and start squeezing down. But we're still holding up the VWAP, right? So we're still holding VWAP. So we're going to continue to see what happens here as price continues to test or try to consolidate underneath the opening range high. So we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens here. Let's go back to, all right, very good. Let me kind of refresh this, but those are very important levels there, and that's worth noting. I need to adjust my bubbles. Guys, we have an update for the big trades indicator coming out too. So it's, I mean, it's already a pretty epic indicator if you guys are using it, but the update is even more actionable, if you will. Actionable. When I say actionable, there's a lot of indicators out there. Obviously, there's a lot of tools out there, but most of it's kind of like, I don't know, very, very hard to act on, or very hard to build some type of, especially with order flow, very difficult because it's a lot of just more of your ability to read it and interpret what to do. But the way we got this built out, I think it makes it pretty clear what you should be doing. So let's see what happens now. It looks like buyers are stepping back in again. They're going to try to get this break. But you know what? Let's not be stubborn, guys. Let's not be stubborn. Buyers are getting stubborn here, and they're going to keep persisting, trying to buy. I mean, it makes sense. It looks good. It looks like good because they've already stopped out some sellers here, right? So we do like that. And then now we just stopped out some buyers, and then we have a magnet right here. So that's a possible scalp from here to here. But I'd only take it as a scalp just because this level has been pretty sticky, if you know what I mean. Like, we haven't been able to trade above it. Doesn't mean we won't, but just means at the moment, as we come into the 10 o'clock hour, we haven't succeeded above that level, which is called resistance. Call resistance. And then the word call resistance doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be resistance, right? Doesn't mean that it's, oh yeah, it's going to be for sure resistance. That's not what it actually means. It just means that it has a high concentration of positive gamma at that level. And that's why we're seeing price really struggle to get through the level here. So our volume POC right now, not volume profile, but gamma volume POC is at 28,622s. So everything's technically above current price. So that leads me to believe that we want to go higher. That leaves me to believe that we want to go higher. Yeah. And also on the QQQs, we also have our POC above price, which is at, on the QQQs, what is this price? 695. So that aligns with the idea of higher prices. So this would be the area that we're looking at for 625 as the magnet. So that's what we're calling for. That's where we believe we're going to go if price can accept above call resistance. But when we're in positive gamma, here's the key, guys. Don't buy strength. Okay, don't buy the strength. Don't make that mistake. When we're in positive gamma environment, you get strength, you get these strong moves. Don't buy that because price is going to end up snapping back. What you want to do is do these type of entries. Well, we get these strong moves out, like in this case, you see here, we break out. There's people who are literally buying that breakout. You don't want to do that. Our entries are actually earlier. So you want to wait for the snap back. So the V rotations indicator that we have, it's going to wait for the pullback, which you'll know it's a pullback because you get the dot, and then wait for the snap back, the continuation move right there, right? That's when you get the move. And then the next way you do it is you wait for, once we get the breakout, wait for the trap on the low, the trap low. So in this case, in positive gamma, especially at major key level, you're going to anticipate this type of rotation. Especially we have news again, right? We had news at 9:45. We got news at 10 o'clock. Wait for them to stop out the buyers, right? Then let the sellers get stopped out. Once the sellers get stopped out, that's when you get long, right? So in positive gamma environments, you wait for the opposite side to get stuck, let them get stopped out, then you enter the trade. So you don't enter with the momentum, right? You're not going to buy into strength. You would only do that if we're strongly trending and we're directional, and or if we're in negative gamma environments and we're seeing that follow through happen, then for sure you can participate that way. So that's almost like an easier way to enter a trade because all you got to do is just buy the breaks and you get the move. So now we're beginning to see that break. So we're getting that follow through now. We've cleared that gamma level here, that GEX level at 28,526s. So this was acting as resistance this entire time. So now we're clearing, but look at what's going on here. We're getting some strong volume here at the high. So the real question is, can these buyers sustain the move above our next key level, which is the weekly open? And then we have more GEX right here at 570. So we're going to see if this 570 level ends up acting as resistance. Or is it time for us to get really bullish here and we break out and stay firm? Let's see. We're testing our weekly open print. Is that the weekly open? Is that correct? Yes, it is. Okay, that is the weekly open. So this is the magnet up top, 622. So we're going to see how we get there. It's not going to go in a straight line, guys. It's positive gamma. So we're going to probably wait to see price like chop around a little bit, you know, and then from there, probably going to go. So I wouldn't make the mistake of just like thinking that it's going to go in a straight line. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but from my experience, usually it's not that clean. We're still, we could still fail here and get back under call resistance, FYI. Let's take a look at the ES, see what's going on there as well. ES is, let's got to change this here. Volume, it's pretty thick there on the ES. Let's change that. Oops, nope, don't want to do that. Oops. Okay. Guys, if you haven't already done so, hit the like button. We're talking gamma levels. We're doing futures trading, future scalping here on the Nasdaq. We're trading with gamma. We're trading with Renko. We're trading with order flow, scalping, 15, 25 points. And of course, the goal's be able to stack 100 points for the session. And obviously trade in line with the higher time frame expansion, right? So that 30-minute candle now is expanding. It's gotten directional after the news. They swept here at 350, so GEX5 was beautiful, very nice how they defended that level, filled the gap here, the opening gap, and now we're beginning to break and accept above 28,500s. So we're now testing this GEX level here at 570s. We'll see if they're going to now trade through. We got some offers above. We got 2 minutes left here for news. So stand aside while we got news as they start trying to push now to our major GEX at 28,082. There it is, 622s. It was higher. Now they just migrated it lower. Let me take a look at our GPOC. 822s now the GPOC. So we want to focus on that level. So now we're approaching here. Look at the buyers here trying to buy. You see the buyers here. Let's see if it's going to hold and then they continue to go higher. So I expect them. So this might be an opportunity, guys, for a little failure pattern here. If they fail to hold above 600s, right? So 600s is that level. But be careful. We got news. I wouldn't take any trades yet here. Let the news do its thing, and then we'll see what happens. Don't want to get stuck. You can have the right idea, right? But the problem with trading news is the slippage, right? You can get slipped so hard, even if you're right, and then it's just like you're done, right? So let's not risk that, especially in these conditions with all the unknown variables happening with Trump and Iran. And last thing we need to see is another Trump candle. I don't know if you remember, like 3 weeks ago, like once a day he would put a post and then the market would just tank like 1,200 ticks, right? We didn't get slipped, but I know a lot of people who did. Okay, look at how we're testing this level here, guys. Major GEX level at 612s. Look at them struggling here. Let's see if they're going to be able to accept through this. I feel like they're going to try to trap these folks above this level. There it is. Let's see. Look at that level. They're trying to hold this level here. Look at how price is literally pinning this level at the moment. This almost looks like my platform is lagging, but it's not. It's not. Look at how price literally failed right there. Isn't that crazy? That's exactly why you don't want to be buying into or at the gamma level, positive GEX level. There's the M pattern. Our little M pattern there. That's the short signal. The entry would have been on the dot right here on that failure of this GEX level 610s, but I didn't take it because it's too close to the news event. I'd just rather wait and to see what happens here. I don't care about being the first person in, guys. I don't care about having that first entry on the reversal. I mean, I used to, but I found myself getting cut up more times than not. So I'd rather just wait a little bit. Okay, look at how we rejected 611s. Major GEX here acting as resistance. Let these boys try again. Don't be the guy trying to buy this breakout yet, guys. I mean, I know it's bullish. Market's bullish. Technically, it looks bullish, but we're still underneath the overnight high. We've not taken out the overnight high yet. And nor have we taken out yesterday's high. So we're still technically inside yesterday's session, right? We're still inside. So we got to be mindful of that. And if you looked at the daily chart, technically, for me, it looks bearish. The daily chart looks bearish to me from Friday. And we've not made much progress from today's from the weekly open. As you can see, we've traded underneath the open. Now we're literally right here at the open, and it seems like they're going to just be battling here. But it's good to see that that level acted as major resistance here. So I like that. I like to see the reaction. So for me, I got no problem looking for opportunities here against 611. So I'll continue to short against 611s. If we start accepting above 611s, then that would change the format here. But right now we're still holding up. Just watching to see if they're going to reclaim underneath call resistance, 28,500s. So very good, very good. Hopefully, I mean, that in itself right there is worth the money, right? To show up to these streams, because we knew that that level was going to be the level in terms of possible resistance there in the reaction. So people buying is trying to buy continuation. So it's got to be a little bit more aware of what's going on. So we're testing that weekly open. People are going to try to get long now. There's our continuation dot. Let's see if they're going to be able to break out. I'm not saying they can't break out. I'm just saying, like, we just got to be mindful of what we're dealing with here. It's major gamma here, major gex here at this level. See if they're going to trade through it. I'm going to try scalp. Stop above this gex level right there. And maybe target call resistance down below. There's another 80 ticks. This market's not done yet, though. Could perform a higher low and then shoot back up, because we're at the weekly open. I'm going to take that profit for another 100 ticks, guys. Another 100 ticks, guys. So far, we're cranking, baby. I've already hit my 400 or 100 points for the session, guys. Very good day today. When a market delivers like this, I mean, come on. You gotta press. But it's so far so good. So far so good today. There's that move. So that's exactly right, right? So we got the failure here. Price came back, retested it again. Look at literally to the wick. Literally to the wick there. You can see the entry. And then we just took it back at the obvious level. In this case, it was our weekly open. You know, it could have bounced. That's why I just took the profit. I'm not interested in trying to catch a 500 tick trade in one trade. It'd be nice if I could, and I have done that many times. But it's Monday. The goal for me is to build momentum, mental momentum, right? So I want to trade good on a Monday. I want to lock in my targets. I want to build a buffer. So now going into Tuesday, I'm able to trade with that buffer. I'm able to have that mental momentum, right? So psychologically, I'm winning, right? So then Tuesday, I do another one of these, like let's get another 100 points or whatever. But now I'm not risking my capital. I'm risking the buffer of the week, right? So this is all I'm trying to accomplish in the beginning of the week. Every day is a strategy. Every day has a purpose, right? Every day has a purpose. So Monday, the goal is not to be aggressive unless the market really, unless you're in flow and the market's just presenting opportunities, you obviously, boom, just take them. But the minimum objective, yeah, no problem. The minimum objective is build the buffer for Monday, right? Get positive for Monday. Serves two purposes: buffer for the week, mental momentum. Tuesday, now you want to start pushing and pressing if the opportunities present, right? Because now the market's already kind of digested the weekend. Maybe we put the higher, the low of the week. At that point, we can now start trading directionally with the higher time frames, the weekly, possibly the daily, the weekly, and stuff like that. If it hasn't set up by Tuesday, then usually by Wednesday. Usually Wednesday, Thursday, we already know what's going on for the week. We can now predict the weekly expansion, right? So we want to trade in sync with the weekly expansion. So don't lose sight of that. Although we're scalping, here on the small time frames, we're really trying to stay in sync with the expansion of the hourly, the daily, and the weekly. There we go. Look at them reclaiming that. I feel like they're going to fail here. Probably come back and retest this level again. This level staying present here. And so whenever we have sticky levels like that, we want to look at the book map to see, is there anything showing up that we should be, are we seeing order flow support that level real time, right? Real time. Let me try to zoom here a little bit. Let me get my, it's a little, there we go. Okay. Let me change this. That's the 1 minute chart, 1 hour chart. There's the book map. That level's at 610s. I'm not really seeing any orders hanging out here on the book. Not seeing orders on the book, but I do know that when we do trade above this level, because we're in positive gamma, we should see dealers start trying to sell futures above 600s. I'm trying to see if there's any large orders here, because that would mean that they're positioning or they're anticipating a move higher. But I'm not seeing anything above 600, 650s. And I know some people don't look at the order book beyond that level, like, you know, within the first like 10 points of price. I get it. But I do, because I want to see. I want to see where people are hanging out, throwing offers and bids at. Yeah, good. I'm glad you got that, Mike. That level's still holding, and they're still building more positive GEX here at this area. It's still increasing. So right now they've trapped low, right? We've taken out the buyers for the pullback. And now they got sellers here that are either the ones who sold against the level, they're in the money still, right? So this pivot here still holding up. Let's close the book map for a second here. And now we got another lower high here again. So that's just, now you could just see that maybe these buyers might be getting tired here at these highs. But at the same time, if you look at a 5-minute chart, we're just now pulling back to the opening range high. So we've been holding the opening range high. Look at a 1-minute chart here, right? We're just holding here. So we've broken out, we've held the retest here for a double bottom of the opening range high. So, you know, right now we're kind of trading between these levels here, GEX 3 and NDX GEX 5. So those are the two gamma levels that we're trading inside of. Actually, it would be 631s. Is that right? Or 610, sorry, if we want to look at the real time. These are end of day levels, but the real time levels are going to be 611 for resistance. You can see the buyers are still here. They're still present. They're still supporting price. We're above all the VWAPs. You know, so technical analysis, we're still technically holding trend structure, right? We're still holding up. And then what we also want to note is this consolidation here, this balance right here. Oh, let me shove this up here. We have an impulse into a range, into an impulse. So you have leg 1, pull back, leg 2, pull back, leg 3, pull back, leg 4. So these guys are kind of like creating a very organized, structured trend. Although you see me shorting against 611s, that's because it's a very important gamma level, right? So I understand that, and that's why I'm taking those scalps. But structurally speaking, in terms of technical analysis, we're bullish. We're still holding up. But I don't like this. I don't really like this. You know, I'm not really a fan of, I don't know, if they start doing something here, maybe. You're done. You are done. I am done for the trade. Small scalps on M's and W's. You should share your screen in the Discord there, Rajesh. Share your trades, share your setups, so other folks can see what you're doing, my man. Share the knowledge, share the wealth, right? Did you get those Renko charts set up there, Pip Extract? Did you get the settings that you needed? It's a Unirenko bar type, right? So it's not Ninja Renko, it's Unirenko. 8 is for trend, 20 is offset, and 40 is a reversal. And then just multiply that in sequences of 2 or 3 or divide it by 1 or 2 or 2. So that's how I stick usually within a 2, like multiple of 2s. So like 2 5 10s, 4 10 20, 8 20 40, 60 40 80, right? Like that. Yeah, no problem. No problemo. Hey guys, you see how we're just like pinning under 611? That's because it's the major GEX level. It is the largest GEX here, positive GEX exposure, largest level here, concentrated of the entire session. So this is why it's important to be aware. You got to be aware of what is there, right? You got to be aware of why, like what's going on. So there's a million superstitions as to why price would be unable to break this level, but there's only one truth. Okay, there's only one truth. All right, and that's been the journey of a lifetime of trying to figure out what is the truth. What is truth in trading, right? Let's see. Let's see if we get a pump through this level, or if they're going to continue to stuff buyers here. Who's going to win? The pullback buyers against the moving average, like the VWAP and structure and opening range high? Who's going to win? I mean, the market is bullish. It's being supported. Trump is talking again, or news about Trump being released right now. So again, gotta watch out. Don't buy strength, folks. Don't buy the strength. Where's our expected high? It's at 28,757.
Vessels exited the Middle East Gulf and 4 entered. The 7 used the uranium unilateral scheme, while 2 routes were undetermined and none used the almost traffic separation scheme. Government then recorded 30 crossings, down 41.
Try one more time, guys. Are they gonna bust out this time? I'm gonna try short one more time.
Say that 20 vessels exited the Red Sea and 10 entered. 1 dark transit, 2 sanctioned crossings, and 3 shadow fleet crossings were recorded. Again, that's according to marine traffic data links.
See, if they're going to be able to bust through this level. Flows are supportive, so we got to be cautious here. Watch book map here for the real-time price action. 610s. We're short right now against 611 again. There's 100 ticks taking some off. I'm gonna take that full contract off there, guys. So it took another short off 611. You can see the scalp there. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Easy peasy. I promise you it's not always this easy. Last week was not easy for me. Oh, man. Last week was actually a break-even week. Break-even. I think maybe a little slight red with commissions. I did do a little over trading. I'm a recovering over trader. All right, let's see here. Testing weekly open. Look at how we failed here. So let me. This is what I'm looking at right now. So these buyers is what initiated a move up into 611s. Okay, right here. And then you see how so this is plotting a true resistance, support resistance level. It doesn't matter if it's a buy order or sell order. We're going to plot it as a horizontal zone because it can act as support or resistance. But when we start seeing large buy orders act as resistance, that's kind of a clue that maybe the sellers are going to be a little bit more in control of what's going on here. So we'll see. I mean, we got sellers that did come in here too, right? You can see the large selling that came in. Just watching to see here if they're going to continue to hold structure here. So I'll take a quick scalp. Smaller size, just because it's not my typical play. This is more of a, not really an entry I would normally take, but just because I saw this failure here off of this buy order here, I'm like, I'll give it a shot. Let's see what happens here. Oh, and it stopped out, watching still. They're going to probably reclaim here. There's a buyer that just came back in again. So got tagged out on that one there. They reclaimed that level. So I was thinking that maybe that what would have happened, you come under the level and then we stay heavy underneath that level, but they're still supporting price here. And now we're testing once again this area for another attempt here for a breakout above 611s. Does this area here still kind of acting as resistance to 600 major gex? Sorry, 611. Let's see if they're going to finally bust through this level here. I don't know. Testing it again. Should we try it one more time? I don't know. I'm probably not going to take it this time. Let them trade above it and then fail back below it. 5 minute looks like it wants to push high. ES is pushing higher too, so we've got that kind of supporting that. Well, here they go. Let's see if they're going to finally be able to do it. That level has been the level all day. Oh, look, they just put an offer above here, 200 contracts at 650. So finally, we're seeing some size overhead get added.
S&P 500 rises 1% to the highest July 16th.
So we're now above the highest of July 16th. Is that right? Yes, we are. ES is pretty bullish right now, so we need to understand that there's a correlation going on right now between the two. So ES is now pushing towards its call resistance at 7600s. Let's see. We got this buyer here right there. This guy needs to be able to stay firm. I'm so tempted to hit this one time. What time is it right now? 6, 10, 17? I'm tempted. But they are holding that level up right there. You see how they're holding it? I don't know. Got a little inside bar here on the 1 minute. We're right under the opening print of the 10 o'clock hour. Are they going to try to trade above it? They've spent a lot of time underneath the opening print of 10 o'clock. So if they do reclaim that, this becomes a pretty significant base, and price can use that. So this is like an accumulation here. We had all the news events come in and we stabilized. We still held above 523s. We couldn't break down, which is technically the opening range high. So if we do begin to start accept higher, we have offers up top that want to get filled. And then we have some positive gamma beginning to build up here at 720s. So they are positioning higher now. So we are holding above that major positive level, 613s. So let's see if they're going to use it now support, or if we end up failing back under again. So watching here to see if they're going to get back under it. So you got this GEX here at 222 or 622s. And we can see these levels are being prices being supported at the moment, but it could easily just reclaim back under. But as long as the ES is pushing up the way it is into call resistance, I would probably give NQ some space because ES is reaching towards its objective at the moment. And that's what's kind of lifting the overall market here on NQ. So you see them building some GEX here. This is increasing. So it's acting as support, but we'll see if they fail to hold and accept above that level. I'll take it on the failure back under. So it acted as support. So let's see. I may cut this, but so far we're kind of like rejecting that 638 level now, that high. So I'm watching to see if they're going to hold here at the 625 level, which is also the opening print. Looks like they're going to drive. Strong close up, but yeah, probably a better idea to wait for ES to reach 7600s, right? Looks like it's trying to squeeze here. See if it gets through those offers at 650. Cool. There's the buyers. They're trying to buy through this level here. So I just got stopped out there. Buyers did just come in. Oh boy. Yes, it's almost there. About 4 points away from its call resistance level. It could be a buyer trap, exactly. I was thinking that maybe, but they did hold it when they pulled back. They pulled back to the level here, 611's supported price. So we got this buyer here. Watching this level right here where this buyer is to see if they're going to stay firm above this level or trap. Yes, it's still pushing a little higher here. Watching this level. I'm going to try one more time. So this will be a tight cut here. It'll be a tight one. Seeing if they're going to try to hold up here. They're still trying. They're still trying. Let's see. Watching 650s. ES is now pumping some more. A lot of buying here. Let me cut this trade and wait for a failure. Let me wait for the failure, gang. They're going to push now to this level here, to this next offer. We have 222 contracts. Our next GEX level is right there, 670s. It's getting heavy here, though. I'd be very careful about trying to be a buyer at this level. I personally like the short, to be honest. But let's see. They're still holding. You see, it's holding here. It's flashing. Held. So I'll keep my eye here at 676s as we approach this GEX level here. Plus, we have a large offer. So we have two things at once happening. Okay, there we go. Come on. Let's try. Should we try? I don't know. Let's see. Let's try. Let's try one. Let's see if we can get when we get there. We have to give it a second here. Let's see if we can get above outside the band one more time. So right now I'm watching this area here. We begin trying to trend higher here, right? We got this push. They're grinding it up. Got some gamma right here at 675s. So that entry, if we did get short, we'd either get short when they fail at the level, right? We get there and they fail back inside the band. This is where we use our Enzo bands here. Let them get outside, back inside, and then we can attack. Or if they do just punch right through it, that's the other possibility. ES is now at its call resistance. So here we go. We're approaching the level. There's some buying coming in. Let's see. There's the move. Let's try it. Let's try a quick little scalp play there, huh? Let's see if it holds up. I'm gonna try. Six. So we got contracts above. Let's see if they're gonna trade through that level there. Let's see what happens, gang.
Information. White House is host air companies on Tuesday to review for.
They filled those offers. We had GEX building. Let's see if we get this reaction, or if they're going to stay bullish here and still try to keep trending higher. But we're positive gamma, so I expect we get expansion, we get pullback, expansion, and then pullbacks. Let's see. Gotta clear these buyers here. These guys that got long, they're still in the money. So if they start losing money, then we start making money. There's 50 ticks, gang, but I don't know. Still holding up. They're still holding up here. ES is hanging out there, call resistance, nothing crazy yet. Come on, ES, reject. This also happens to be our lug level on the NQ at 669. Let's see. This is the area right here. It's a combination of positive GEX, large offer for 229 contracts, and then a large buying that happened all at the same time. Now we're getting our flip and a reclaim and 100 ticks. Are we going to get under the daily open? I'm taking the first partial off. Stops are at break even. If we can get back under the open, I'll just leave this out here. I mean, I'm scalping, so I'll just manually cut it. They just got some trapped sellers here, though. I'll be very cautious here because they could squeeze right back up. See that large seller that just came in and got stuck?
Has refused society and respond to the question about Switzerland and says that Switzerland says they're in contact with Iran and the US regarding potential negotiations.
Oh, Switzerland's involved in the negotiations now. That's great. My goodness, guys. My goodness. Kind of like this. I mean, they're trying to give us another pop here. Structurally, we're still holding up. Let's see if they're going to bust through that level. Are they going to trade through that level? And if they do, the next area of interest would be 700s. So we're just watching now this area here, this blue line. This is blue line to see if these buyers are going to reclaim. If not, that's a reattack on another contract. Throw some more contracts on that joint. As long as they don't get back above that level. But it's still bullish, still holding structure, so we got to be careful here. Watching 675s. We're going to try trade through it again. ES looks like it's going to pump too. Watching. Yeah, oh, reclaiming that level here. 675s. They're still holding it. No, they're breaking out now. Are they going to hold the breakout? This could become supportive now, so we got to be careful. Let's watch the book map. This is when we start watching the book map at the level 675. They're still holding it up. You see the large buyer just came in. They're still buying up here. New hour, 10:30 just opened. Well, that's good. Let's see what happens here with the new 30-minute candle. We're still in it. We're still in our little short there, guys. Let's just waiting to see. Maybe we get an M pattern, Rajesh. What do you think? If we get an M pattern, wouldn't that be nice? But we haven't really seen any strength to the downside. Sellers keep getting absorbed. These guys got absorbed. Now we have a seller here who's not really getting any progress. We're underneath the open print, so that's good. But if they start reclaiming, be careful, because we could get another expansion up. That 30-minute is looking pretty bullish. Put our stop right there. Got a little buffer. Give us some space. Next level will be up top here. That level is plain hard to get. There's not been a confirmation pattern here yet, so I'm technically just trading the level, which I normally don't ever do. Normally I'd wait for the pattern to structure. So I probably should just cut it. It's taking too long. They're hanging out here above that level. So it feels like they're beginning to accept above that opening print now at what is that level here? 670s, 75s, I mean. On book map, we've not been able to really get underneath it. So it feels like they're going to launch this to 700s. 670. Watching book map. It's still trying to hold here 75s. What are they waiting for to launch? They're really hesitating here at this level. It's still in my short. Yeah, they held that level support there, that 70 level. There's the launch. So strong buying just came in. It's the first bubbles there above the 1030 open. Let's see if they sustain the move. Let's see if they sustain that. Let's probably add some more contracts for sale there above those bubbles. So puts a little bit more in there. Let's see if they're going to continue. I'm still in short, guys. I'm not really worried. This is positive gamma, so we're just kind of like holding the level. They try to spike it. You could see that they got aggressive, somewhat aggressively bought into the level, and then the price didn't go anywhere. So hopefully these guys become trapped right there, those bubbles. And them bubbles. Well, we'll see. They're still kind of firming up here, still holding trend structure. It's one of the slow grind uptrends, right? These are like the worst kind, but this is typical. They can't get underneath 675, and 700 becomes next. Yeah. I think you're right there, buddy. Only reason why I'm staying in it is because of that gamma level, and then we have the opening print. We haven't really made progress above it, and then we just got some aggressive buyers above it, and now we're moving away from it. So I'm finding that this level is just, you know, there hasn't really been much conviction yet to the upside, other than just they've been maintaining the structure, which could be enough to stay firm. But good idea to wait for 700s. And they also have 140 contracts for sale at 700. Let's see if the buyers are still aggressive enough to take it out. I may cut this trade now because they just reclaimed from that pullback there from that level. I think they're going to take out 700s. Let's see. Yeah, I don't like that the seller just came in there and we're seeing price move above that seller's position to squeeze. I'm going to cut my trade now for the loss. I'm going to take that loss, gang. When that seller came in and we get no reaction, then that's no good for me. At that point, I'm like, well, nope. I was hoping that we would see price probably fail above this area here. It still could happen, but now we're seeing positive, major positive up at 723s. And now they're squeezing through 700s. But let's see. That might be the move. That might be the move, gang. Let's see. So now 723 becomes the level to pay attention to. So it's important to note that our major positive is migrated up, right? It started off at 611s, played there for a little bit, and now we're pushing it higher. So that just means that they're positioning for a higher moves higher. But we're in total, I mean, we're just all these little levels here have been kind of like just pulling price higher and higher. But there's definitely been opportunities for rotations or scalps in both directions. Obviously, this has been just a slow grind up this entire move. Usually, you know, we're trying to look for some type of snapback or whatever, but we haven't gotten that, and that's fine. You know, we're just slow grind right now, so we have to respect that. So doing the mean reversion thing right now may not be effective. May not be effective, and that's kind of important. You got to like recognize when whatever you're doing isn't working. Doesn't mean it won't work, but we have to adjust and respect what's happening on the chart. Being coachable to the chart. Maybe now. Let's see. So this is the trend right here. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. But if we fail back under 700, I'm going to smack it. I will smack it. ES is now pumping towards, we're trying to retest this call resistance here. Let's see if they're going to be able to accept above call resistance. I will short this off this major positive here. I will short that. Take a starter position, and then if we start actually getting the reaction or response, then I'll add some more. Tight stops right above it. Come on, get back under. Call resistance there on the ES, they just tested it. Let's see if that level holds. Migrated up higher now, so got to be careful with that. There it is again. Let's see. This is like the slow grind from hell. We're approaching our expected high as well, 757s. These boys are staying persistent. Wow. Look at that 1 minute chart. It's just been consistent, consecutive, just nonstop. All right. So they just chewed right through that, but we're still hanging out here in this area. Expected to move higher. So I'm still really, obviously I'm being a little stubborn here, trying to short these moves, not waiting for the confirmation. So for me, what I'm going to have to wait for is either for price to reclaim a level or wait for the pattern. Yeah, this thing's still kind of moving up here. So he's got to wait a little bit there, guys. Wait a little bit. There's that level again. What time is it? 6:41s. We're still holding these levels. We don't want to keep, I don't want to keep pressing against this level here, but oh, we have all the ingredients for a nice failure. So I mean, but the way it's moving is so slow, it's just kind of chewing through all the levels. So we gotta just let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Wait for the rotation to start, let them try again, and then go. Then we'll probably get the bigger move. What is this price? This is 723s again. Could it be ready now? Could it be ready now? I don't know. Watch out, gang. ES is above call resistance right now. So let's see if the ES ends up accepting above call resistance. Let's see. Are they going to reclaim here this level? Look at that. Look at that. But this pivot's way down here. I do like that. This might be beginning to exhaust here at these highs. But it's still holding structure, so got to be cautious here. This is where we're currently holding up. ES is probing above call resistance here, 7600s. Just waiting, guys, waiting. So far, everything looks pretty decent. We're at a major positive level. We've got all the aggressive buyers who bought this move up. But what we don't have is time on our side, meaning the 10 o'clock open, we're still above it. And we don't have the pattern, right? So that's technically what we want to see. We want to get above it. And then if we get the pattern like this, then I could get short into the level. That's perfectly fine. But as of right now, we're not getting that. We're not done yet. Step one, step two. Only step one and step two are done. We got the gamble level, we got the levels, we got the order flow, but we don't have time and we don't have the pattern. But we're seeing major positive here again, so it's just kind of holding up, but let's see. And then we also have more stuff down below, so they continue to support price at these levels. Whenever price gets to these levels, we can potentially see them end up buying off of 670s. There's really no negative gamma till, what is this price? 571 back at the weekly open. So it would be nice to get a trade from 721s back down to 567. So that's kind of what I'd be looking for if we get the actual rest of the pattern set up. But we don't have it yet, gang, so we can't just jump right in like that. Seller just came in. Let's see what happens and how price reacts to them. So you can see they just sold into the bid, and then we're getting a bounce here. So this seller just got absorbed by the buyers here. Okay, we're retesting this high now. Let's see if they're going to end up expanding through and breaking out and creating a new structural, a new swing. So this is high or low. Let's see if they support price here or ends up failing. So this would be the pullback, then to give the continuation move. But I'm looking for a failure, so we'll see. M pattern, back down. But right now we are still pressing here. We're reaching our expected, our one-day max up in this area here. Did we already take out our overnight high? We did take out our overnight high. And then our prior day high, we took out our prior day high as well. $725s. Okay, let's see. We're going to try to punch through these levels here now. We got an offer hanging out right at 57s. There's the buyers pushing. Slow grind, slow grind. 30-minute candle. I mean, it's just staying firm, staying pretty thick. Looks like it's going to end up trying to close above here next 10 minutes above 700s. All right, let's see. More buying here. Let's see if they're going to hold this up. But they got the trap seller down below. They're still stacking the offer here. Let's take a look.
So nothing else from that phone call whether Iran's chief actually accepted the invitation. What we've done so far from my reviews of some will be by Iraq chief business landman at the earliest opportunity.
Yeah. So now we shifted higher. Yep. Let's see if these guys are going to squeeze now through expected high, our one-day max. Oh, this is so boring. Oh, man. This might be, we'll probably end this stream a little earlier. This is, like, not doing much for me here. I have no interest in buying at these highs. At the same time, I don't want to keep trying to short this thing until we actually get actual true failure. So we got 8.5 minutes left. This 30-minute candle. Let's look at the 30-minute chart real quick. So we basically came inside of prior day value area, and then we ended up finding some support right here at our GEX5 at 350. Now we're breaking out. And so we're going to see if they're going to be able to stay above. So if we look here at July 24th, this is last Monday, we can see that this is where we kind of failed right there. This is what led to the sell-off. So that level being like 28,750s, 800s, give or take. So now they're beginning to trade back up into this area, and we'll see if they're going to end up holding this level or end up breaking back under. And then that may start the progression back to these lows. Or if is this going to be a recovery? Is this going to be a recovery? So in this case, we have this entire structure here where we're beginning to break now. We went sideways for a day, and now they're beginning to start this uptrend. If that's the case, then we may be looking for 250s maybe tomorrow, or at least first we got to get back through 29,000s. Yeah, it's just going up. But we'll see. We're coming into a major level here, a weekly level. So remember, keep in mind, this area here was support. And they used this level multiple times, and then we broke through it. Okay? And then now we're testing it again. So the question now becomes, is this going to hold up? Are we going to squeeze through this? And if it does, then what we want to see is price to stabilize above it, and then it can keep going higher. But for now, if we just take a zoom out real quick, let's go to a 4-hour chart. Take a look at the structure. Let's just delete the drawings here real quick. So we've got this nice little progression here, and it looks like this is going to be where they're trying to come and fill. Oops. This overall area here, this little gap that we got. So if they trade through that and they reclaim this gap, then that would also give us a more bullish confirmation that we could probably start anticipating a retest or a move towards 250s. Time's it now. We got 7 minutes left for this 30-minute candle, and the PLC just keeps migrating higher. So I think we're going to stay firm here, bullish slow grind trend for this session until we can start seeing something open up. But right now, it is what it is. They just keep buying. Sellers keep getting absorbed. Yeah, 800 looks about right. Let's see if they get to 800. What's ES doing? ES is just consolidating now above call resistance. Is that right? Yeah. ES actually has targets above for 620, 76.25 would be our next lug level. So if price does stay firm above call resistance, we start grinding higher. We'll be looking for 610s. And then eventually the near target would be 624s. But I don't know. I don't know. I just can't be buying this. Call me stubborn. Call me stubborn, gang. Yeah, an M, exactly. It's getting very extreme up in these areas. So the more extreme, the better, right? It's like a rubber band. It just stretches, and eventually goes boom, boom. The seller just got absorbed here on NQ. $52 contracts, hit the bid, trading higher. Ah, okay. So if NQ really wants to stay bullish here, then the actual level is going to be 29,082. 182s would be the target for lug levels. So we're now trading above our 1-day max. NQ is about 1.8% green on the session. I'm looking to see if this is going to end up becoming a failure here. If they're going to start failing in this area here. There's nothing here till what's the next level? 820s. 820s. Yeah, flows are staying steady. 821, 671. We got a big node down below at 28,671s. So if price does want to start rotating, that would be where I'd be targeting to the downside. But until then, price is still holding up. We keep stacking the bid. Sellers keep getting absorbed. It might be time to call the stream here, gang, until we actually start doing something here other than just slow grind. ES beginning to break out now, or trying to break out here from call resistance.
Say stock of crude oil in the USSPR reserve fell by 2.85 million barrels to 304.8 million barrels last week, the lowest since 1983. Again, stocks of crude oil in the USSPR fell by 2.85 million barrels to 304.8 million barrels last week, the lowest since 1983.
So we're hanging out here 800s. Let's see if these boys are going to break through 800s. This thing's staying firm, so don't just try to short it just because of that. Now we have the new opening print at 11 o'clock. Let's watch what happens here with the 11 o'clock open. Stacking the bid. Watching. Still holding up that bid. Watch the opening price here at 802s, 800s if they're going to squeeze through it. So 15-minute, obviously big, strong, bullish close. So we should probably see price at least try to get above the prior 15-minute high. But it's also the hourly open, right? So we have a combination of all the candles here starting fresh. So maybe we get a little bit of a retracement. We'll see. But right now we're just hanging out here right under 800s. Let's see if these guys are going to be able to break out. Probably be a nice little scalp here. Let's see. Got the seller came in. This is going to be the key, right? The seller just came in, filled the bid, and we're already moving away. So if this happens, then this guy gets trapped again, they absorb the seller, and then we get another leg up. And if that's the case, we're going to go to 820s, which would be the next major positive magnet there for price. Watching to see these buyers here are going to need to try to get a closure above 800s. They've not been able to get a consistent close above 800. Scan my desk up, guys. Give me a second. All right. it does break down, we are above our 1-day max. So we'll see if we start if price ends up beginning to start pulling back towards that level. If not, we'll be looking for prices above the 11 o'clock open. But again, I don't want to be buying really above the 1-day max. I'm looking for a short. I'm looking for an exhaustion here, a nice little prime signal. Boom, get short real quick for a nice scalp. Maybe back down to this level here. 612s, I think, was the level I was looking for. So what was that level? Let me pull up my. It would be back down to 721s. 721s would be the level. Yeah, so right here. That's what we'd be looking for. But they're still holding up, guys. They're still holding up inside this range. Consolidating, going sideways. So don't know if we're going to see anything yet. So I do like that we got this buyer up top right at the open, and then sellers came in, but we're not seeing any meaningful reaction as of yet. Hit F5 to refresh. That bid's still there. They're still trying to get filled there on that bid. That bid's been holding up at 780s. 100 contracts, haven't been able to trade through it. Okay, sellers now trying to fill these bids here. So we might be getting some movement, guys, finally, but I don't know. We'll see if these sellers have enough to take out these buyers. See if these buyers are exhausted now. Okay. All right. So we'll see if they're going to start trying to support price here in these areas. We got these nice little clusters down below. You can see the positive GEX levels here. Pulling back, prices pulled back. Let's see if they're going to give us a chance now. So maybe we get a nice little M pattern break continuation. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, looking for this leg to reclaim. It could very well break out and get another move higher. So just be mindful of that. We're not just like going to jump right in. But I would like this scenario here, like that. So it might be setting up here for a M pattern. Got all the ingredients here. But what I would prefer is we do get back above the opening price, maybe even tag 821, and then we get that breakdown. The other scenario too is if they can't get back above 821, that's good. That's a good sign too. That means that the buyers are exhausted here. We'll see. Okay, let's see. They're gonna try, but it's a tough one. This is a tough one. It's a tough one, gang. Might be a little pre-early entry here if they can break down. Let's see. They're still holding up yet. There we go. We'll try. Let's see. Hopefully they don't trap you. There's the end pattern. But it's not that great. Would have been better if they created somewhat of a higher high first above the open. But I will try it. I will try it. Hopefully I don't get trap low here, become a trap seller at this level, 750s. 5 minutes, still technically bullish. We'll see what happens here. Watching the book map here. Looks like they're trying to hold that 750 level here. So I'm in short, but let's see if they're going to give me the move. See if they can give me a move here. Give me 100 ticks at least. Maybe liquidate some buyers real quick. We got all this positive GEX below that could be supportive of price. They are pinning this level. They are not letting it go yet. We got to be cautious here. Could be a clean. This could simply just be a pullback. There's a buyer's trying there. You got a little spike there against this GEX level at 70s. And if we can get some expansion, if we can start getting below the 1-day max, that would be really, really good. That would be confirmation that we are exhausting. Buyers here just tried and they didn't get the follow through, so that's another good sign here. So we had 47 contracts get executed on at the ask, but we're still not moving away yet. We need to get this thing to like rotate. We got to bid down below here, 121 contracts, like 745, 740s. Let's see if these guys are going to be able to fill it. Slow grind. And it looks like they're going to try to reclaim this thing. Yeah. Let's just pull them back. There's that freaking level again. They start reclaiming above this structural high, then that's it. It's the end of the party, gang. Feels like that's where they're going to go. Let's watch. Watching here. Are buyers going to support this pullback? trying to get back under 1-day max. Let's see if they can close underneath 1-day max. Yeah, not really liking this action here, gang. Time is 11:15. New 50-minute candle about to open up. It looks like they're going to take this thing back up now. Still watching here. Looks like a reclaim here, guys. They didn't even really get underneath the 1-day max. All right. I'm gonna cut that trade, gang. They just reclaimed that level, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit. But I'm gonna probably just kill the stream here, guys. This is just slow and grindy. I don't want to force a trade here. You know, we're not really getting that momentum or expansion here. They are just kind of consolidating at this level. So I would still consider a play here if we did fail hard above the ask or above the open print. But we didn't really do much. This is basically just a pullback here. And now they're beginning to try to reclaim this move and rotate back up. But we're just slow grinding up here. I mean, it is what it is. It's nothing crazy at the moment. But that can change. That can absolutely change. You know, just waiting to see. But I think for now, I'm just going to wait for some true failure here. Wait for a higher time frame, maybe shift. 5 minutes, still technically bullish. We're still holding above the 9 moving average. We're still holding structure. So, you know, we're just trying to predict a move here, which isn't really working out. So, but all good. I mean, overall, all good. We did catch some pretty good trades. We did hit technically our 100 points early into session. And we did take some cuts here along the way, but overall, still pretty good on the session for Monday. Up about $800 here on the accounts. So happy with that. And we will call it here for the stream. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. You guys have a great rest of your session.